Thank you. So let's have a good time, right? Let's have a good time. I'm excited to be here today with thousands of proud young American patriots. You're great people. You're great people. You're the future. You're the future. On behalf of my entire administration, thank you to everyone at Turning Point USA's Teen Student Action Summit. What a group. What a group. They don't realize there's more of you than there is of them. They just haven't figured that out yet. They'll understand. They'll figure it out someday. They're still trying to figure out what the hell happened. What happened? How did this happen? You've come to our nation's capital from cities and towns across America. You've given up a big part of your summer, which many young people are not willing to do, and we understand that too, but what you're doing is fun, and it's important, so important. You've paid and paved your own way to get here, and in some cases it wasn't easy, and you've done it for all of us. You've done it for one simple reason. You are loyal to our nation, you are devoted to your fellow citizens, and you will always put America first. My great friend, and he's a young friend, he's a pretty young guy, Charlie Kirk. I said, how old are you, Charlie? He's a young one. He gave me a number I won't say, but he's younger than he even looks. But I want to thank Charlie. He's an incredible guy. His spirit, his love of this country. He's done an amazing job. He's done something that is just incredible for somebody really of his age. You need tremendous talent to do what he's done. Building one of the most powerful youth organizations ever created, Turning Point USA, and I want to thank you, really, Charlie. Incredible job. The young leaders here today are part of a movement unlike anything in the history of our nation. There's never been anything like this. And the fake news doesn't even talk about it because, no, but when I say it, they don't correct me. They don't say, oh, he gets a Pinocchio. They can't because it's true. It's true. You know, they can find fault with anything, but they never talk about that because we won. You know, there have been some pretty good movements, and they won New Hampshire, or they won a state someplace, but they didn't win the whole ball game. And you saw what we won, and you could see it, we could feel it, we knew it was going to happen because it's a movement about reclaiming your future, rebuilding your country, and restoring your destiny, and renewing the values that are the true source of American greatness. We lost those values, and we're getting them back rapidly. We're getting them back rapidly. Just backstage, a gentleman, very rich gentleman in this case, came up sitting on one of these rows, I assume. Yeah, there he is. He said, sir, thank you for saving our country. And I said, thank you very much. And you know, I said, thank you very much. And I looked at Charlie. I said, Charlie, do you have any idea how many people say that? I gave the commencement address at the Air Force Academy recently and at Annapolis the year before. And they said, sir, would you like to shake the hands of all the cadets? I said, how many are there? 1,100. I said, yeah, that sounds okay. I say, do other presidents do it? Yes, they do. Do all of them? Yeah, they do. What they didn't say is they start and then they peter out and they go back because it's tough. It was really hot. That sun was beaming down, and I'm just one hand. And some of these guys are great athletes, and some of the women. They had some women in the class that their hands were very strong. Okay, and they were all shaking. And you know, they're a little nervous. Maybe they're meeting the president. They're shaking strongly and powerful, sir. But you know, with shaking 1,100 hands and saluting, we're saluting, shaking, turning, spinning, they're coming at all different directions. Felt like a fighter pilot. But I stood up there for the whole thing. I said, there's no way that other presidents have done that. He said, no, they do it, but they leave after about 50 or 60 people. I said, why didn't you tell me that? But I'm glad I did it. But I did the same thing. I did the same thing at Annapolis the year before. Great place, just great. And I shook the hand of, I think, 1,011 at Annapolis. And it's really something great. But so many of these young, incredible people, they're like you. So many of these young, incredible people, they come, sir, thank you for saving America. Sir, thank you for saving America. Sir, thank you for saving our country. So many of them. It's not rehearsed, it's just that's what they feel. And you know what? Somebody had to do what I did. It's not pleasant. We have a deep state, we have bad people, we have sick people. I watched just this morning, this Talib. From Michigan, right? It's a great state. We won Michigan. There's no way she stands for the values of the people of Michigan. But I watched her this morning. She's vicious. She's like a crazed lunatic. She's screaming. This before she got into Congress. Who elected her? She's screaming like a total lunatic at one of our rallies. It's like I'm giving a little rally. And she starts screaming. And this is not a sane person, folks, when you look at that. And this is what we're up against. You have some of that. Now, the Democrats, I guess, are forced to embrace her, and I call it AOC plus 3. Okay? AOC plus 3. You know that our movement of patriotism, confidence, excellence, liberty, justice, support for our military, love for America, and loyalty to our nation and all of its people. We're together. We all stand together for American greatness. And even at such a young age, the members of your generation are proving that our hearts and souls are all wound together. We are unbridled in our love for our country. We are truly American patriots. Remember that. Keep America great. Right. The forces of political correctness want to silence conservative students to make you feel alone, marginalized, and isolated, and you are not. But just look around you at this incredible record-setting crowd. Many, many people outside, too. I hate to tell them. They didn't do as well, but they have a screen. It's not as good, not quite the same, right? But we do the best we can. But you're not alone. The silent majority is silent no more. Your moment in the sun is just beginning. The story of America has always been written by everyday citizens who love their country so much they could not help but speak out. That's what happens. That's why these three young, incredible people came up here. Would you like to speak, Hunter? Yes, sir. You know, most people go, oh, I don't know, sir. Oh, maybe not. But these people, it's like all three of them. Ryan, you want to speak again, Ryan? Yes, sir, I do. Right? No, these are great people. These are people with courage. Many of them were young, barely older than all of you. George Washington was just 21 years old when he received his first military command. Decades later, he chose a 20-year-old Alexander Hamilton to be his top aide. Betsy Ross was 24 when she began sewing the first American flag. You think about it, she's probably more important now than she was 2 or 3 weeks ago when this stupid thing by Nike was done. And they're a tenant of mine. They pay me a lot of rent. I probably won't see those checks anymore, but I don't care because I'm president. I don't care about that. Amelia Earhart was only 23 when she took her first flying lesson. on her way to becoming an aviation pioneer. Martin Luther King was 26 when he marched for justice through the streets of Montgomery, Alabama. General Dwight Eisenhower and General Douglas MacArthur were both in their early 20s when they graduated from West Point, never imagining they would someday save the world from tyranny. From the very beginning, America has been lifted even higher by the daring dreams of young Americans like each and every one of you. Now it's your turn to inspire our country. Your chance to choose greatness for America, because your time has come. Your time is now. The choices you make over the next few years will shape much more than your own future. They will forever shape America's destiny. Your choices, your leaders, your great leaders, you will be, some of you in this room will be the great leaders of our country. A couple of you may be standing essentially here someday in a position where you can do so much. In mere months, some of you may take your first steps down a path that someday lead to discovering new breakthroughs in science, saving lives in medicine, leading a revolution in technology, upholding our values in public service, protecting our communities in law enforcement, defending our freedom in the military, or leading humanity into the stars. As long as you are confident in your values, as long as you are loyal to our citizens, as long as you keep faith in God above, there is no limit to what you will achieve. You are the ones who are lifting our nation in the very near future. And I have no doubt you will do it to soaring new heights. I have no doubt. I see the people in this room. There's greatness in this room. There's greatness in this room. Remember I said it. Someday you're going to think back to President Trump. There's greatness in this room, and you're going to be not only speaking about yourself, you're going to be speaking about others in the room who you know, who are going to rise to great heights with you. You are the ones who are bringing about the incredible rebirth of the American spirit. You are the ones who will make this moment a turning point, a true historical moment. This generation, your generation, will make the light and the glory of America shine brighter and longer and prouder than ever before. I want to congratulate you. You've had a long journey, but your journey has just begun. I want to thank you for being here. May God bless you, and may God bless America. Thank you.